Alright guys, so we are testing further for this application and it has the tenant ID, the user ID, it says role user. So if I write role admin, I don't know what it might change, but I would try to change it. I change it over here, it would show an error most probably, but let's see. It didn't show an error. It would ask for a 2FA. It should ask for a code which is 2FA code. After that we would try manipulating some things, right? It's the code over here, and if we turn the intercept on, enter this, it would be captured right here. A response to this request. Okay, it gives me back these things, which is a two-factor authentication success. I'm more interested in getting a JWT token so that I can try manipulating it. Alright, so here's that JWT token, which is responsible for authentication, which is responsible for the final authentication. If I copy paste it over here, it simply contains encoded information which we don't have. It's the user ID, nothing else we have in here. It says scope is right here. Let's see this JWT token, if we can edit it somewhere. Don't treat every JWT token as same, because the contents of some tokens can be different. Carefully going through the request to see. Okay, I trust this browser. If I take this request to repeater, then there would be one more JWT token coming in. Let's analyze this too. It's same. Personal data token. It's fetching all the data. Let me open the checklist which I use generally for testing so that I don't miss any bugs. So here's the checklist, and I need to check improper cache control. How does improper cache control works is that, for example, I go to the security. Is there an option to change the password? I need to see that. Alright, here's an option to change the password. It's asking for it's asking directly for a new password. Isn't it strange, guys? Let me check over in this account. It looks very strange to me. Why directly ask me for a new password? It's showing same. It's super strange. It's super strange. I have an extension over here which name is cookie editor. If I import the cookies, I want to open this same thing in Firefox so that I can use this much powerful tool in here. If I do this, it would ask me for ID password. I am ready to give that. Or what I can do is, if I am here, I have this extension, I import the cookies of that thing in here, and once I have imported the cookies, I click on refresh. I'm into the account. It's like a session fixation for the local attack vector, but it's not for it's not a high severity bug unless and until you can escalate it. So here I can change the password. It's asking for a new password. If I choose a password like now it's asking for a current password. That's what I was thinking. That isn't it strange? Okay, so it says sign out whether wherever I'm logged in with my old password. So I was particularly checking for that bug only. That is it there is an invalidation of session password change or not? It says old password like this, delete other sessions is, it says false. I would say it's true. A response to this request. In the response, it simply says T201 accepted. And that shouldn't be the case exactly, because if I try using my account in here, it shouldn't be working in this way, because if you see over here, password verify, user may change password. Yeah, this was the request which we used to change the password. Here's my old password, here's my new password. It says forbidden. Old password is 2003, new password is 4. It says 202 accepted. Alright, I'm understanding the flow a lot better now. New old password is 4. New password is, I'm giving a single character password. Should show it's in a data breach. Most probably. Password breached. Your password is not safe. Blah blah blah. It shows bad request. Okay, if I choose a password like this, for single characters it would keep showing these things, but we are not testing for this. If I choose a password like Ravi2003 and I say delete other sessions is true, so it says error description, your password is not safe. If I choose Arman at the rate 2024, it says 202 accepted, so technically this session should get logged out, and it's logged out. It's logged out now. So it's this thing is working perfectly in terms of these things. If I refresh, it would also go logged out. Yep, it also gets logged out. So this thing is working perfectly in terms of these things. All right. So what's the next bug we were testing? Right here. All right. So if I check my checklist, so what I was initially testing, for example, if I am trying to change my password, I change the password to, let's say, Arman at the rate 2003 again, and I'm entering the wrong current password. I'm entering the wrong current password. I click on change my password. There is this data DOM key. I would only change this so as to match the response. I know these things doesn't work on applications like these, but sometime it works too. I say it now. How you can cross check that it's working is if you enter a new password over here, Arman at the rate 2024, and you are entering a password which I changed just right now, which is by giving not the right password. If I click on change password, it shows incorrect password. But if I write 2024, so it would work because it didn't get my password changed the previous time. That what I was saying. Now if I go to manage my ads, it's under review. The ad is under review and nothing is getting executed. Let's explore the functionalities much more. Then here's an option to track the sales, which we can't do because the live is not. Find your booking as a hotel or guest. Let's do that. If I say rent my property, okay, it's another ad thing. The parameters would be same. If I say see my bookings locasun.fr, now this is not in the scope because we are authorized to test under lebcoin.fr. We should be in that. We should be restricted in that environment. So I write over 11coin.fr. Then let's explore another things. Then there are profile spaces. We have an option to upload a photo. I click on add a photo and I'm trying to add a photo which is Lota pixel. It has a lot of pixels. This image has a lot of pixels. If I let this go, I don't know how exactly it would, how the web application would treat this, but I clicked on validate and I don't know what are the backend requests going on, so I would prefer doing like this. It's not working. It's not working. If I say I want to change my photo, so preferably what I can do right here is advanced bug hunting, validate. This is where it contains the information. The file name I want is of the XSS file, right? If it has this particular file name, I want this exact file name if it allows me to keep it. Most probably, I don't think it would allow me. Yeah, it gave its own name to the file. There is a rule pp large. If I give like this, okay, it's if I say access my public profile, verified phone number, member since. So I remember that when we were testing, we found a particular parameter where we just needed a particular user ID for analysis. It has, now I want to analyze that if this is my picture, for example, this is my picture, does this picture contains my user ID? Not at all. So what could be the possible ways in which I can get the user ID of another people? Because if I have a user ID, I can potentially do a lot of things. If I click on send a message, how it would react. Now this BD according to me is the post ID, not the ID of the person I want to message. Alright. So over here we got this parameter where it says okay. So this is the user ID of that particular user. If I'm not wrong, here is the referrer ID means the post ID, and then there is the list ID. Okay. So if I write over here plus 9173454063 563 is okay 79. Okay, if I do like this, hello, huh? It's why it's not translating this thing. Now for leave this for a second. Huh. So when I initiated the delete account request, if you might remember, if I go to profile, there was a delete account request where it went. It's not right here. Let's go in here. Okay. it has this request and please translate it to English. Something it translates, the other thing it doesn't. So if I click on delete my account, it would send a mail to my account as we have known earlier for the flow. So what I was trying to tell you that for this JWT token to work, I have earlier told that this JWT token is requiring this particular user ID. Now if this user ID belongs to us, see over here, B51 B51, there is no way I am able to get either this is the ID of that particular user, the referrer ID. So we need to be sure about that particular thing. If I write like this, your phone number should be 10 digits. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No space, no separator. It didn't give a space. Why it isn't running? It's not allowing me. Demo France numbers. Let me see some demo France numbers. It's somewhat like this. Let's try this because until and unless we resolve this error, it won't allow us go ahead. And I don't see any other method of going ahead with this particular thing because unless and until we find a parameter that how exactly we can get the user ID of that particular person, we can't do anything. I don't think that would be an ideal way of finding the user ID. For example, I go to employment, it says submit an advertisement. Oh, the same cheese, it's the same thing. I go over here, I want to buy a stroller. Okay, so here's that particular user. This is that particular user. If I click on this, most probably this is their user ID. I'm not sure because the user ID gets reflected in here, right? So if I replace this user ID over here with this sign and I embed this user ID in this particular link, it's embedding this particular user ID in this link. I click on enter. It says you are not allowed to delete this data. One second, let me log out. If I enter this, if I click on delete, it didn't show me anything. I don't know if really this profile is deleted or not. So there is only one way of testing this thing, is that we try it on a demo account of ours only. That's the only way we would test this particular thing. Otherwise there's no way to test this thing, that how exactly the request go on, what we exactly need to do. So yeah, we would see into the next parts of this particular thing. See you in the next part. Thank you.